Hi guys. Okay, so today's video I'm going to continue with the Christmas card series using Blue Night rubber stamps. This is the Starry Christmas Wreath. As you can see, it has a very cute, whimsical hand-drawn effect. It has a separate sentiment which says Merry Christmas, so you can use that with any of the cards. Once again, I'm going to be playing with pan pastels, so let's get into it. I have the stamp mounted on my mini Misty here. It is again mounted on a piece of Nina Solar White cut down to 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to ink it up with some VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. I have my little Blue Night rubber stamps handle on here, which makes it easy so that I don't drop the ink on my stamp or on my paper. Very, very easy to do. I missed a spot. Okay. Ooh, that came out pretty good. One little spot right there. All right, I do not think that I need to ink that again. Let's see here. Let me put the sentiment on since we're already here. Just wipe my stamp off, put it back on its laminated backer sheet. Easy to do. Okay. It looks pretty straight to me. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. So we're going to take this off. Okay, easy to put away. Just because it's freshly stamped, I'm going to real quick hit it with the heat tool. And I realized that my sentiment might be slightly crooked, so we're going to cut that off and we will straighten it and reuse it. So we're going to cut this down to 3.5. Okay, we're going to save this. We'll put it back on there later. All right. So in the meantime, we're going to color this in. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. All right, so we're going to use the pan pastels again. Just because they're so easy and so fun to work with. You can get these from Blue Night rubber stamps as well. And I'm going to be using some Q-tips today to fill in some of the finer areas. So I'm going to start with the lightest color, and this is called what's it called? Diary Lied Yellow. Okay, so we're going to use that for the stars, and you only need a very little amount. Again, because these are so highly pigmented, it only takes a very small bit to get that color down. Very, very easy to do. If you have crafting groups, like church groups that you like to do, or you just have a couple of friends over, it's a very easy way to get people to do coloring, without making a huge mess, because you don't have to be real perfect at it. If you do go outside the lines, it's very easy just to take an eraser and erase any kind of excess. Very, very, very easy to do this coloring. Okay, so that's all we need for the stars. And then I have my little softy tool here, which has a little green on it already. And just going to go in and kind of trace the bows. I can see that my ink is still wet in some areas, and I didn't do a very good job at drying it. So any smudging you see is because I didn't do a very good job at letting that ink set before I started coloring it. You can use any kind of ink with this medium. You can use Memento ink. You can use pigment ink. Just want to just make sure it's set before you go in there with these tools and start spreading it around, because it will pick up that ink if your ink is not dried. So in this case, I clearly did not let my ink dry enough, and it is smudging in some spots. Not enough to make a difference. You guys probably can't even see it on camera. Look how easy that spreads that color. And I'm just barely tapping the palette with this little softy sponge, and it just picks up all that color. And again, no special coloring skills needed. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the red. Oh, the green was called Chrome Oxide Green, and the red is called Permanent Red. And again, you can pick up all of these colors from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. And again, just barely going in with the Q-tip, picking up that red. I'm going to start down here with this little swish of the bow is. Nice, easy to color stamp. You can do this with markers. You can do this with color pencils. I'm just having a lot of fun with these pan pastels. I cannot seem to put them away. And you can Google a lot of videos on YouTube, professional artists using these pan pastels. So really, really worth how much pigment you're getting for the price that you pay. I don't imagine that I'm going to need to refill any of these colors anytime soon. Just very, very easy to work with. Very forgiving. So if there's somewhere that you don't have enough color, you can go in and add some more. And if there's anywhere you have color and you don't want it, just go in with an eraser and take it right out. Okay, look how easy that was. All right, now I'm going to put this aside for just a second because we're going to work on the card base. So we're going to move these tools out of the way here. All right, so I want to straighten my sentiment, which I stamped and stamped crooked. All right, so to do that, I want to line up the sentiment. So how I'm doing that, oops, so you guys can see, is I'm taking the base of the protector here, the clear part, and I'm lining up my sentiment right on there so that I know that that's pretty straight. Merry Christmas right there. And as I do that, I'm also making sure that it's straight on the grid lines. Okay, so now that that should be straight on the bottom, we can line it up with the top here where it's flat. And cut that straight. Now we can turn it over and line it up with the grid lines on the trimmer. Okay, and now our sentiment is straight. So never throw away something, you know, if you've already stamped it, came out pretty good, you can always cut it and make it straight. Just need to cut this back side. Okay. All right, so now my sentiment is straight. I'm going to cut a little bit more off of this edge here. And then, yeah, we're going to do that. All right, we are going to mount this. I have this beautiful gold paper from LCI Paper. I will link them down below. I cut this to 5 1/4 by 4. It is super shimmery, pearlescent. It's very light. It's not a heavy cardstock, but I thought it would go great with the gold in the stars. And we can put all this together. I don't have a card base. We'll just use this as our card base. So we'll pretend this is my card base. This is going to be the frame around the card. Look at how pretty that gold really pops with the red on there. And then I can put this on here. I feel like we need something else. Oh, I know what we should use. Hold on. Thought I have gold Nuvo drops, but apparently I do not have gold Nuvo drops, so I won't be using that, but we can put some red berries on there. Ooh, I think the red might clash with the ribbon. Let's not do that. All right, I'll have to figure something out here. We need something. We need a little something extra on here. I'm just going to start gluing this down. I'm going to glue this to my panel, and then I can glue it to a card front. While I'm thinking about what else we can add on here. Such pretty paper. Ugh, I love it. I don't want to distract from that gold paper, so I don't want to put another piece underneath here. Maybe a piece of ribbon? We have that gold ribbon. Nope, doesn't match. Maybe a piece of red ribbon. I'll have to dig something out of my box. I think what I'll do is maybe tie a piece of red on there with a little bow. Maybe we'll move this down. I don't know. Comment down below what you think would look good on here. I was thinking of doing some gold Nuvo drops, but now I think the gold Nuvo drops, well, I don't have gold, but the gold glitter would kind of clash with my gold background, so I don't want to mess with that too much. But you comment down below what you think would finish this card off. I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Any questions about anything I use, please post them down below. I will link for you. The stamp, again, is from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. It is called the Starry Christmas Wreath, and again, it comes with the full wreath and the large sentiment, Merry Christmas. Very, very nice scripty look to that. Doesn't got a style. The gold paper that I used is again from LCI Paper, and it is called Super Gold Paper. This is 80 pounds, and I will link them as well. This was an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and again, I had cut this background down to 5 1/4 by 4, so plenty left to use. And comment down below what you think I can add to this Christmas card to kind of set it off. I'm thinking Nuvo drops or ribbon. But I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Once again, thanks for watching and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.